Yeah, we okay, because
Can you hear me? Mine.
Hello, friends.
Oh.
Yes, we are back. We are good. We are set to go. With Sporcle Pride Trivia. Hello. So let's. Should we? Yes. Chat. We've been having difficulties. Does everything look good on your end? Are you seeing my beautiful visage, my face, my one like? Tell me. Here's a question for you. It'll prove if you can actually see what kind of drinking vessel am I drinking from tonight. See it now. That's a little. Yes. So now we have our my wonderful co-host Julie. Please introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, my name is Julie. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but I'm here now, and that's what matters. So again, my name is Julie. I am coming at you from Columbus, Ohio. I identify as bisexual, so I am here right along with you. I'm really, really excited for tonight's Pride theme, and you should be too. It's definitely worth the wait. So thanks for joining us.
Excellent. We got I see in the chat Yes, I see in the chat we've got a answer of chalice.
Yes, I see your chalice.
I call it a goblet myself. I believe chalices are slightly different, usually metal, and this is a ceramic piece, so I call it a goblet, but chalice is close enough. So here's your drink to you, life of shoulda.
Okay. Drink. Okay, I am drinking from the High Life calls a koozie.
Ooh. But hey, let's jump straight in. Let's get some categories your way so we know what kind of questions we're asking tonight. So category 1 is going to be rainbows. And Pride Month out seeing all them rainbows everywhere. We love them. Next is going to be notable firsts. Notable firsts. Going to follow that up with Marvel. Everyone loves those Marvel movies and comics and all that. Initials is going to be next. Then literature, historic events, TV characters, civil rights, magazines, and spirit. So those are going to be our first 10 questions. I think we are ready to go. We've had all the difficulties out of the way. We're going to jump straight in. Here it is. Question number 1. Category is rainbows. Question. Designed by Gilbert Baker and introduced in 1978, the original LGBT Pride rainbow flag included what color as its top stripe, which was soon removed due to lack of availability of that color fabric? Ooh, that's an interesting question. You see that iconic flag everywhere, but it used to have another color at the top. We're going to give you a minute to get your answers in. Good luck, everyone. Okay, so we got our answers in, everyone. It was that iconic pride flag. So there are a lot of pride flags for every community. I know my personal favorite is the asexual pride flag, which I'm wearing around my neck here. Tell us about your personal favorite pride flag, the one that you identify with the most. Drop that in the chat, and we're going to take a look at those. We're all for the Ace Pride, but we have all our answers in. So the question was, designed by Gilbert Baker and introduced in 1978, the original LGBT Pride rainbow flag included what color as its top stripe, which was soon removed due to lack of availability of that color fabric? The correct answer is pink. More specifically, hot pink, but if you had pink, that's all we need. Yes, hot pink. I've seen that rainbow flag so many times, and I think it would look so odd.
There we go.
The extra color there. You can see the diagram there. They got all the different colors and what they mean, which is also really cool. But yeah, drop in the chat what pride flag you personally identify with the most and what it means to you. While you do that, we should move on to our next question.
All right, we got Shannon with Shannon's got some all caps going on in the chat. It is pink. Yes. We've got some aromantic and asexual represents. I got my buys. I'm sure hopefully you got some buys out there. Very exciting times with that. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and ask you question number 2. So this category is notable firsts. So in February of 2014, what Brooklyn Nets center became the first openly gay athlete to play in one of the 4 major North American professional sports leagues? Fern does love flags. There you go.
This is also a good time to mention.
So, there's your question. We're gonna.
If we already mentioned, don't put your answers in the chat. You should be going to sporcle.com/playlive from 7274. Put your answers there. If you put it in the chat, everyone else is getting your answers. Like, get your own points there.
That's right. Keep those points to yourselves. So let's put 60 seconds on the clock, and then we'll see you in a minute with the answer.
And we're back. Did you guys know your sports? I wasn't expecting sports questions during Pride Night, but I guess we're all members of the community. It doesn't matter what you do. You could be a sports person. You could be we're all there. We're all
that's right
in this wonderful community.
Athletes are also queer, so it's okay. It's okay. All right, so
I will admit,
specifically
I have no idea what Brooklyn Nets are.
I have no idea. We were trying to brainstorm of what sports include nets. And we're correct. It was a sport that includes nets. It is a basketball player, so that's exciting. But so in February of 2014, the Brooklyn Nets center that became the first openly gay athlete to play in one of our 4 major North American professional sports leagues. That answer is Jason Collins.
And look, he has a basketball.
There we are, Jason Collins. So, a basketball. He's a sporty-looking dude. He's playing some basketball, and that's the epitome of my sports knowledge. And there you go.
Sports ball. Get them ball points. Yay. Let's move on to the next question. I think it's the
get a touch point.
Yes, I think we're going to move on to that next question. It's almost the exact opposite of sports. It's Marvel. Nerds. We love our nerds. What Marvel superhero is canonically bisexual in the comics and played by LGBTQ icon Tessa Thompson in the films? I think this is
icon is the most important word.
I have a confession of friends. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. I've never seen a Marvel movie. Never seen any of them. Not any of the superheroes. That's Superman, right? That's the Superman one, correct?
Yeah. That's it. It's the Superman one.
Cool. I like Superman.
Hurts me.
At 30 seconds, okay, we're getting
what,
those answers in.
Yeah, you said you knew Thor.
Yes, I know.
Thor is nice. Thor's nice.
I know the mythology because, like,
yeah.
and then Thor and the Jotuns, the big giants, the ice giants, and he has the hammer and the lightning, and although I mean, there's so many more interesting characters in Norse mythology than Thor. But hey, I hope you got your answers into this question. We're coming down to the wire. Get those answers in. Again, who does Tessa Thompson play? Yeah,
Shannon is coming in.
What's the best? What's your favorite Marvel movie? And since I've never seen any of them, if I wanted to, where should I start? Where's the best place to start in the Marvel-verse?
Oh my God. Someone met Tessa Thompson. We had Billie Jean met Tessa Thompson and scared her because she ran into her 2 nights in a row and joked that she was stalking. I mean, there are worse people to run into twice.
That is a good anecdote. That is a wonderful anecdote.
That's fantastic. Iron Man, best movie. I think you should start with Iron Man. I think that is, if you start with nothing else, that's obviously that's what started it all.
Okay. So hey, maybe I'll add that to my list. Iron Man for viewing soon. But that's not what we were asking about. Our question was, what Marvel superhero is canonically bisexual in the comics and played by LGBTQ icon Tessa Thompson in the films? Correct answer. Valkyrie. See, I know about the Valkyries because they're the battle maidens that ride with Odin. They pick up the souls of the great warriors and take them up to Valhalla. I'm sure it's exactly the same in the comics, right?
Yep.
Okay,
it's
cool.
Exactly it. She's drunk. She's a drunkard, and she's a queen. And that's really all that you need to know about that. Is Tessa Thompson is a queen.
Sounds just like the operas I've seen about the Valkyries in the Ring Cycle. I'm rambling. Hey, let's move on to our next question.
That's it.
Category
all right.
Initiative.
That's what I was saying. So let's head into question 4. So in the non-exhaustive initialism, LGBTQIAAP+, which covers the different ways people define their gender and sexuality, what do the 2 Q's stand for? So in the non-exhaustive initialism, LGBTQIAAP+, which covers all the different ways that people define their gender and sexuality, what do the 2 Q's stand for? We're going to put 60 seconds on the clock, and we'll see you back in a minute. Good luck, teams.
Hey, friends, we're back.
All right, we've gotten a lot more in the chat specifically about where Jake should be starting for Avengers. We've got Captain America, First Avengers. We've got don't start with the Hulk movie. I agree wholeheartedly that we do not need to watch The Incredible Hulk ever again. But there you are.
Okay.
Can we just say L+ instead? We've got some good comments. I like that.
But when do they start getting into the cool stuff for Superman? He's the best one, right?
That's still the comment. Let's talk about Superman, let's not do that, because I'm a huge DC nerd, and that really hurts me that they have just butchered all DC characters. Anyway.
They're different. Oh.
Yes, yes,
okay. Ones.
Yes, but we'll get you into Marvel. For right now, I'm going to get the group into the answer for question 4. So we asked you in the non-exhaustive initialism LGBTQIAAP plus, or somebody said maybe L plus. How about just plus, just like everybody, which covers the different ways people define their gender and sexuality. What do the 2 Qs stand for? Those Qs stand for.
I think it's more fun if we take it from the start. Let's like go through each one. So we got L.
Oh, we're already up there. Yes. What are we doing? Am I supposed to be answering?
L is the lesbians. Gay. G is gay. B is for bi folks. Trans. T is for our trans friends. Q, the first one.
Queer.
Next one, questioning. Well, there's your 2 answers. Then we have intersex, asexual, agender, pan, and then everyone else that doesn't quite fit into those little pigeonholes. We're all welcome here. And again, your correct answers were queer and questioning. You got those down in the app. You got your points. Good on you. I think we should move on. Our next question.
Yeah, let's move on.
Literature time. Literature. Jeffrey Eugenides' novel Middlesex has a narrator and protagonist named Cal Stephanides, who can most accurately be described by what term describing gender identity? Gender identity. So you got to look at that side of the community. We're going to give you 60 seconds to get your answers in. We're going to be right back with that. Hey friends, we're back. I hope you all had some good time answering that question. I have to comment on this comment in the chat from Trivia Fern. He's been watching all the Marvel movies during quarantine and in release order, which is commendable from what I hear. And there are more Marvel movies than letters in that acronym we talked about in the last question. I'll take your word for it. I know they've been releasing a lot of those movies across the past couple of years.
Yes.
It's definitely quite a collection. And aren't there like TV series? Like, I feel like if I went down that rabbit hole, I could get trapped there for days. And
oh, yeah.
It seems daunting.
Yeah, Shannon says it's 20 years of movies. Yeah, we've got 23 films, just like a bunch of TV shows. Although the DC TV shows are great. I'm just saying.
Okay, I'm still getting my head wrapped around there's different ones. But hey, we were talking about literature there. That question, again. Jeffrey Eugenides' novel Middlesex has a narrator and protagonist named Cal Stephanides, who is most accurately be described by what term describing gender identity? That character is intersex. That's a facet of the community I feel like does not get talked about too often. So I'm sending some love out to all our intersex, friends, our family out there who are that use that term. We love you. We support you. I think it's time for the next question, though.
Absolutely. All right. So moving to before we
go into the next question, actually, we got an ad read. So I'm sure you're having a great time tonight. Sporcle's fun, isn't it? We're having fun. So you can hire out Sporcle to do your next private event. We're doing private virtual trivia. You can see all the information right there on your screen. So follow that link. Set up trivia for your friends. It could be for for your company, for a friend's birthday, whatever you want. We'll do trivia for it. Just go on that website and find all that information. Yeah, and if you're having fun, this is the perfect time to mention again, we are taking donations tonight for the Trevor Project. So it's in the chat right now. You can see our PayPal and Venmo for Sporcle. All proceeds are going directly to the Trevor Project to help all those members of the LGBT plus community who need a little bit of our support. So if you're having a good time, it would mean the world to us if you could donate a little. But enough about that. Next question.
All right. So going off of our special events, just picture how amazing it would be to request that Jake was your host for a Marvel-themed trivia. I'm just saying, put that out there, do with that what you will, and I'll ask question number 6. So, named for the New York City establishment where they took place in 1969, what series of demonstrations is considered one of the most important events leading to the gay liberation movement and fight for LGBTQ rights in the United States? So again, named for the New York City establishment where they took place in 1969, what series of demonstrations is considered one of the most important events leading to the gay liberation movement and fight for LGBTQ rights in the United States? All right, so we'll put 60 seconds on the clock.
I'm not gonna lie, if you guys get this one wrong, I'm gonna be disappointed. This is a big one, guys. Come on, you know it. You know it. You know it. We're gonna shut up for a minute and give you some time to answer this very easy question. Bye. Hey friends, we're back. I've been scolded by my co-host. I guess I was a little bit harsh, but so hey, if you do get this one wrong, if you don't know this answer, this just means, hey, this is us saying, maybe it's time to look in and this is your awakening. You're going to be the most informed person in the world now. But I'm sure you all got it right because you're a bunch of smart people out there.
We all love you no matter what happens, because that's not what trivia is there for. But you all should educate yourselves in general, so that's exciting. So I'm going to give you our answer. So named for the New York City establishment where they took place in 1969, what series of demonstrations is considered one of the most important events leading to the gay liberation movement and fight for LGBTQ rights in the United States? That would be, who knows it? The Stonewall Riots. The Stonewall Riots. Pretty important. Also known as the Stonewall Uprising or the Stonewall Rebellion. We had Marsha P. Pay No Mind Johnson, and many others. So if you have ever visited the Stonewall Inn, put that in the chat. I visited when I was in college, and it was cool to just kind of be at such a historic site. But yeah, I think especially with what's going on in history right now, definitely be reading up on your Stonewall riots because Pride started with a riot. So
indeed, that's why we're all here right now. That's because that happened. That's why we have Pride Month. That's why we are all sitting in front of our computers right now, answering questions.
That's right.
Speaking of questions, question number 7: TV characters. This is one that's very close to my heart. Who is the first openly asexual character on mainstream television, appearing in a Netflix show where humans and anthropomorphic animals live side by side? Yes, the first openly asexual character. Shannon, I know you know it. I know very well.
Shannon says she knows it.
Yes. But does everyone else know it? I know this is a very popular television show, even though I've only seen like a couple of episodes. There have been some sense. In fact, a couple of days ago when Pride Month started, Nickelodeon tweeted out a picture with a couple of their LGBT characters, and one of them was SpongeBob, and everyone's like, "Oh, cool, SpongeBob's gay." SpongeBob is asexual. He's one of us. He's in my gang, so that's pretty cool. But hey, we're gonna give you a couple of seconds to think this one over, and I need to refill my goblet. Hello, friends. We're back. I hope you had time to fill your goblets. Who am I kidding? I'm the only one drinking from a goblet right now. So yeah, we asked a question about the first openly asexual character, and yeah, SpongeBob is an ace. Why don't you drop in the comments who your favorite ace character or person is? I know my favorite is me, and yours should be too. I'm gonna hold this pose for a while because it feels.
This is thumbnail.
Okay. And I'm done posing. So yes, the question was, who is the first openly asexual character on mainstream television, appearing in a Netflix show where humans and anthropomorphic animals live side by side? Correct answer is Todd Chavez. Todd Chavez from BoJack Horseman. We have a couple other characters that have since joined the Ace Pantheon. Jughead from the Archie comics is Ace. Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory is considered Ace. And Sherlock Holmes is another asexual person in the popular, mainstream mythology and all that. So hey, good on you if you got that one correct. I wouldn't have. Well, actually, I knew that one just through osmosis, but I've never seen the show. Who's up for another question?
Oh my gosh, I am. There's so much that I'm going to make a list of all of the things that you need to watch, Jake, and that's where we're going to move on from there. So I'm asking question number 8, all about civil rights. So who is the little-known gay civil rights leader who was Martin Luther King Jr.'s right-hand man and co-organizer of the 1963 March on Washington? So the name of the little-known gay civil rights leader who was Martin Luther King Jr.'s right-hand man and co-organizer of the 1963 March on Washington. All right, so we're going to go ahead and give you 60 seconds on the clock, and we'll see you back in a little while.
Hey, we're back! And so are you. That was a question. I had no idea about this myself. But see, now I've learned something, and this person demands all the thanks in the world. This is excellent, and I'm eager for you to hear about this answer.
All right, so we asked you who the little-known gay civil rights leader that was Martin Luther King Jr.'s right-hand man and co-organizer of the 1963 March on Washington, and that human was Bayard Rustin. Bayard Rustin. What a lovely name. I've never heard
of a Bayard or a Rustin.
No, but this is something that I absolutely need to be reading up on because, yes.
That should be the next person they make a movie about. I want my Bayard Rustin biopic now. Today.
Absolutely.
Not tomorrow.
Martin Luther Queen. Some of the chats that I hope I answer, Martin Luther Queen is accepted.
If we were... okay, that's... Okay.
We're just going to move on from there because I think that's all we can say.
Yeah, next question.
It was not. Magazines. Thanks, Sarah.
Let's talk about some magazines. June 2014 was the first time an out trans person was featured on the cover of Time magazine, when what actress adorned the cover alongside the headline, "The Transgender Tipping Point"? June 2014 was the first time an out trans person was featured on the cover of Time magazine, when what actress adorned the cover alongside the headline, "The Transgender Tipping Point"? I think I can remember seeing this cover in my mind. It's iconic. That's the word right there.
Yeah, I can definitely remember this in my mind.
I don't read a lot of magazines, but that should be no surprise based on my other pop culture misgivings we've discovered in this little game we've had tonight.
Correct.
I basically live under a rock.
Apparently, you know the theater.
Yeah.
And you know Norse mythology now. Like, that's what we've heard.
Indeed. I'm a nerd, but I'm not that kind of nerd.
Yeah. All right. Shannon asked in the chat, do we get points if we can't spell? I'm going to assume Sarah is kind and benevolent, and as long as she can tell what you're trying to say, like, it's okay. You'll be fine.
I mean, that's my rule of thumb. You should be fine.
Yeah. I'm not actually 10. Well, that's cool. Otherwise, your typing skills are definitely advanced for a 10-year-old, if that's the case. But
I've played D&D with you almost every week for 2 years. I know you're not 10.
Hey, the kids in Stranger Things are probably around like 10, right? So 10-year-olds can play D&D.
I don't know. Everyone should play D&D.
Not Shannon. All right, well, we're back anyway, so we never left.
Yeah, this is an interesting question. I like this one. Magazine.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, one of the most prominent trans people, at least for me, as in she was one of like my first forays into understanding more about like the trans community.
Sure.
So just like another iconic. Oh God, I got Tessa Thompson. I got some goodies. It's just like, why would anybody not be queer? Come on.
Billie Jean in the chat. No, I'm not Critical Role. I'm Adventure Zone, personally. But hey, I hear nothing but good things. But hey, let's hear about this answer. So the question again: June 2014, the first time an out trans person was featured on the cover of Time magazine, when the actress adorned the cover alongside the headline, "The Transgender Tipping Point." Correct answer is Laverne Cox. Laverne Cox. Such a great performer, just like all around wonderful actress.
Yes, and her Instagram is fire.
Sorry, Insta who?
Yeah, I know. I should not have said that. Sorry. Her MySpace is fire. Did that get you?
Oh, okay. I get that one. It's like in the magazine, like Who's Who's. Got it.
Yes, that's exactly it. All right.
I'm an old man inside.
All right, so we're going to move into question number 10. This is our last question before we get to our mystery round and our final question. So this is all about spirit. So, this is probably one of my favorite questions. So at the 2020 Independent Spirit Awards, the Gay Men's Chorus of Los Angeles humorously shined a spotlight on some of the gayest moments in other films that you may not have realized were gay, including praise for multiple Laura Dern moments in what film? So at the 2020 Independent Spirit Awards, the Gay Men's Chorus of Los Angeles humorously shined a spotlight on some of the gayest moments in other films that you may not have realized were gay. Including praise for multiple Laura Dern moments in what film? So we'll put 60 seconds on the clock there. Laura Dern absolutely is one of those, for me, is a queer icon that has been adopted by the queer community. She does not identify as queer. If anybody wants to put in the chat who you're like, they have not come out as queer, but you consider them a part of like the queer community or as a queer icon, throw that in the chat because I want to see more, because that's all I do all day is I just talk about how queer people are. And anytime that Laura Dern is mentioned, I'm like, Laura Dern, so gay. My wife's like, is she? And I go, no, maybe, I don't know. But yeah.
Hey friends, we're back. That was an interesting question. Did you get it right? I hope so.
The video of this is perfect as well. So if you have no idea what we're talking about,
I don't.
This is great, and this is absolutely, you're already on YouTube, so just go ahead and YouTube it right after this. But so we asked you at the 2020 Independent Spirit Awards, the Gay Men's Chorus of Los Angeles humorously shined a spotlight on some of the gayest moments in other films that you may not have realized were gay, including praise for multiple Laura Dern moments in what film? That film was Marriage Story. Some of the scenes include, I believe it's Laura Dern eating a kale salad. And that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head because it's so good. But anyway.
I've not seen Marriage Story. Is that like a really interesting spin-off of Toy Story?
Sure. I don't think interesting is the way. I think it is. I have never seen it, so I just know that,
Okay.
There you go. All right. So, next up on the screen you can see is our calendar of events for the rest of the week for virtual live themed trivia. So if you, we've got some other stuff. We've got Schitt's Creek, baseball, Harry Potter, science, wrestling, if that's your thing, 90s music, Parks and Rec. I definitely want to highlight Moana specifically for kids. If you've got little kiddos or if you've got nieces, nephews, whoever you've got, it's a fun one. It's kids screaming about how much they love Moana. So you can't really go
if I'm
wrong
not
with
mistaken, that very same day, theater, musicals. Oh, you know something about that,
yeah.
I'm sure.
I completely glossed over that. That's because I'm a Disney gay, so I was focused on the Disney.
I'm a semi-professional actor, so I'm going to be all there for that one. Maybe you'll get to play against me. We'll find out.
There you go.
But now, friends, we have come to the most baffling part of our little game, the mystery round. Ooh. So this is a question. There's going to be 4 questions in the same category. Our category is NB Celebrities. NB Celebrities. I have to answer these questions about notable non-binary and genderqueer actors, musicians, and personalities. Okay, we're going to jump. Again, each of these is worth 2 points. First question in this mystery round. What singer won a Golden Globe and Grammy Award for their composition and performance of Writings on the Wall for the 2015 film Spectre? What singer won a Golden Globe and Grammy Award for their composition and performance of Writings on the Wall for the 2015 film Spectre? Okay, number two. Liv Hewson, an Australian actor, also known for their roles in Bombshell and The Inhumans, gained fame for playing Abby Hammond on what Netflix original? Liv Hewson, an Australian actor, also known for their roles in Bombshell and The Inhumans, gained fame for playing Abby Hammond on what Netflix original? And number 3, what American actor played a hedge fund manager named Mason, the first non-binary character in North American television? What American actor played a hedge fund manager named Taylor Mason, the first non-binary character in North American television? And number 4, Queer Eye's Jonathan Van Ness initially rose to prominence for his work on what parody web series, which recapped a now-finished cable show? Queer Eye's Jonathan Van Ness initially rose to prominence for his work on what parody web series, which recapped a now-finished cable show? Okay, so you got all 4 of those there. We're going to give you a minute and a half to get your answers in. Again, each correct answer is worth 2 points. We're going to give you some time to mull those over, and we're going to be right back. Did you miss me?
Whoa!
Hey, we're back. Hopefully
back.
you have all those answers coming in. This is a great question about some of our most notable non-binary and genderqueer entertainers. So it's good to show them some love. Hopefully you knew all these people, and if not, now you do. And hey, you can go look up their work. It's always great to support those in the community. And speaking of support, why not bring it up again? We are collecting donations tonight for the Trevor Project. So if you have enjoyed what we're doing, in the description and in the chat, you can find our PayPal and Venmo accounts for Sporcle. So anything you feel like giving, we're going to send all that straight to the Trevor Project. So just, if you can find it in your hearts to help out a little bit, that would be greatly appreciated. And, it would mean the world to us. And also on the screen right now, we got a leaderboard. So, hey, if you're new to these Sporcle live on air things on YouTube, then we're doing every Wednesday. You can join in. And these are some teams that have played fairly regularly. You can see we've got some regulars there who have played upwards of 10 games. Wow. So we got Benoit Fan Club right up at the top. Good on you. That's awesome. Wubba lubba dub dub. I see you're out there tonight, adding some more points to that score. It's always great to be on the top of a leaderboard. I don't remember the last time I was.
That's why we host. We don't do well in trivia, so we host.
True.
At least that's how. That's
yeah,
why
those
I
who
host.
cannot do teach.
That's fine. All right, I think we have all of our scores in.
Yeah, I think we're all set. So let's
head
take a
over
look
to
at
the
those
answers.
answers. Okay, what singer won a Golden Globe and Grammy Award for their composition and performance of Writings on the Wall, the 2015 film Spectre? Correct answer there. It's Sam Smith. Sam Smith. That's a good-looking human being right there. I don't care who you are.
Right?
Next question. Liv Hewson, the Australian actor known for their roles in Bombshell and The Inhumans, gained fame for their role as Abby Hammond on what Netflix original? Correct answer is The Santa Clarita Diet. That's another show. I assume it's about food.
Oh. Sure. Yeah, it's definitely about food and nothing else.
What?
Nobody tell him what it's about. Let him figure it out.
What American actor played a hedge fund manager named Taylor Mason, the first non-binary character in North American television? Correct answer is Asia Kate Dillon. Their role on Billions.
Yes. Also in Orange is the New Black. They're great. I love it.
And our final question for the mystery round. Queer Eye's Jonathan Van Ness initially rose to prominence for his work on what parody web series, which recapped a now finished cable show? Correct answer is Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. Now, I have seen some of Game of Thrones, so I am up to date on some of the pop cultures, but I've only seen like up through season 3.
Don't worry, it only gets better from here. The final season is perfect, and that's all I'll say. And that's it.
Oh.
So that's all I gotta say. All right, before we move to our final question, yeah, you got it. That's it. We have a new fun app, so it's called Sporcle Party. It's completely free to download. It's on iOS and Android. It comes with 3 free games of like general knowledge, U.S. geography, and movies. And then for an extra like 99 cents or $1.99, you can add extra stuff. So if you're more into sports, we've got sports. If you're more into Disney, animated films, whatever, we've got it all, and we're constantly changing stuff up. So be sure to head over and figure that out because it's a ton of fun. So you should be doing it all the time.
Trivia on demand, like trivia whenever you want it. And not just any trivia, Sporcle trivia. The best trivia.
That's right.
Play with a friend, which I don't have many of, but I'm sure you do because you're wonderful, popular, beautiful people.
And when you're playing, your screen might not crash the way that sometimes ours does. So no need to worry about that. All right, so we are going to head into the final question. So our final question, this one is, so you can wager anywhere between 0 and 20 points. You should have it up on your screen now that you are able to wager. I'll give you the category in a second. But if you get the question wrong, you lose those points. So you got to wager a little strategic. So our category for our final question is TV moments. So TV moments. So depending on how much you think you know about TV moments related to Pride, you can submit those.
Do you know more about TV than I do? Probably. Yeah, probably. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll give you our final question for TV moments. All right, so I'm asking you to place the following television moments in order from earliest to most recent. So you've got 5 moments, TV moments, pinnacle moments. You have to order them from earliest to most recent. So A is the Dawson's Creek show's A Kiss Between Ethan and Jack. B, Will and Grace first premieres nearly 2 decades before the reboot premiered on NBC. C, American Idol features its first drag queen contestant Ada Vox, in its 16th season. D, The Rachel Maddow Show premieres, with Rachel Maddow as the first openly gay anchor of a primetime program on a major news network. And E, Laverne Cox becomes the first openly trans person nominated for an Emmy for her work in Orange is the New Black. So, hey, we talked about
you have to submit.
I like that.
I know. So, you have to order that. It's not in that order. I'll tell you that right now. It would just be too easy for you. So, please order the television moments from earliest to most recent. So we've got the kiss on Dawson's Creek between Ethan and Jack. We've got Will and Grace first premiering. We've got American Idol featuring its first drag queen contestant. Rachel Maddow Show premieres. And Laverne Cox becomes the first openly trans person nominated for an Emmy for her work in Orange is the New Black. So we're going to give you 90 seconds for you to answer this question. What are some other amazing TV moments? I feel like all I do is watch YouTube videos of like queer content all day because of like who I am. But as you're, not focusing on the final question because you have already submitted it because you know it, put in the chat, what are your favorite TV moments that are full of pride. Maybe it's the ending of, yes, Ellen coming out on the show, Ellen coming out to Laura Dern. I'll say Willow and Tara. Yeah, I was not a huge Tara fan as my personal. I loved Willow, but I thought I didn't like her. But like, what an important coupling for Buffy in its time. It was great. Got the end of, I know, I'm sorry, Tim. I'm just not a huge Tara fan. I don't know why. Maybe I was just jealous. That's what it was. I was probably just jealous of Tara because I had a huge crush on Willow. So maybe I was like, she's not good enough for Willow. It's just me.
I mean,
yeah. What do you think, Jake? What are your favorite TV moments that are queer?
There was, I mean, the NBC Proud Peacock. That's a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right. Wow.
Hopefully you knew more about this than I did.
Yeah.
I would have gotten all of my points gone on that one.
Before we go ahead and give you the answer, if you're having a ton of fun just playing Sporcle trivia in general, keep coming back for more stuff. But on the screen, you see we got a bunch of other stuff on our YouTube channel specifically. So go ahead and hit subscribe on our YouTube channel. Hit like and subscribe. We've got live shows every Wednesday. We've got some pop culture stuff. We've got some like quizzy things. You are all good. Yeah. Yeah, so we each, I know I host every once in a while on the virtual stuff. I know I'm hosting 2 Harry Potter games tomorrow. So if you're interested in doing some Harry Potter love, come hit me up. I do a lot more of the theme stuff than regular stuff. Jake, where can they find you? You hosting anything?
This is like my first time doing a foray into the virtual trivia. I don't have the best setup, but hey, it was Pride Night, so I had to be out here to represent the Ace folks. But if you want to see me do trivia again, you're going to have to come find me in person when the bars reopen. If you're down in the south side of Chicago, you can find me out in Tinley Park every Wednesday.
There you go. So you've got a couple of different ways to find us as hosts and to find us in doing trivia in general. So now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to give you our answers for the final question. So we asked you to give them in order. So first off, was Will and Grace first premiering? Was the first one, nearly 2 decades. Then next up, so that was 1998. Then next up, in 1999, Dawson's Creek showed a kiss between Ethan and Jack. Then all the way 10 years later to 2009, we had the Rachel Maddow show premiered. So very exciting for Rachel Maddow. Then a couple years later, in 2014, we had Laverne Cox becoming the first openly trans person nominated, meaning that in 2018, we had our most recent American Idol featuring its first drag queen contestant. That is Ada Box. So if you gave it to us in that order, you got the points. If you didn't, that's okay. It's okay. So that is our trivia tonight. Yeah, we're going to give you the final winner from Sarah in a second. But yeah, we haven't seen... all right, we actually have our winner team, and I'll say winning teams, because we actually have a 2-way tie for first place. So both teams ended up with 81 points, and our teams tonight, our winners are Bobson Dub and Wubba Lubba Dub Dub. I made it through both those names without flubbing that one.
Yeah, those are nonsense words.
Bonus points. Those are not real words. So congratulations to Bobson Dugnut and Wubba Lubba Dub Dub, but also congratulations to all of you, because the more that, I can't remember the Raymond Holt quote to Rosa Diaz, but the more you're out and being your authentic self, the world becomes a better place. So thank you for joining us. Like us on YouTube, subscribe, keep watching some games. And we'll be back with another live on air next week. So
And one
next
more
Wednesday.
time, just going to remind us all that tonight we are accepting donations for the Trevor Project. So if you had a good time, if you liked our questions, if you thought myself or my co-hosts were charming, wonderful people like we are, this would be a great time to go on. The information's right there in the chat. It's all going to a great cause. It means a lot to a lot of us here at Sporcle. So if you had a little bit extra to give, I know times are uncertain right now, but it would mean the world to us if you could. And just put in the memo there, Pride on Air or the Trevor Project, so we know who it's coming from and where it's going. Would be greatly appreciated. But again, thank you all for being out here tonight. It's such a great night.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.